Welcome to Eerie Tales Unveiled, where we specialize in unraveling everyday stories, delving into the intricacies of family life, and exploring the mysteries of marriage. I would like to start with how this story came about and who I am. My name is Bob O'Reilly. I am 30 now. I am 5 feet 7 inches tall, red hair, and in decent shape. I work in a factory on a production line on second shift and have been for 2 years. I don't have a fancy education. I graduated from high school and no college. I did spend 8 years in the Army as a heavy equipment operator. I had 2 tours overseas, 1 tour in Iran and 1 tour in Afghanistan. I didn't do any fighting but did get shot at a lot. I got married to my high school sweetheart when I got out of the service 3 years ago. Story start, it was great at first, but now it is just hell. I found out my wife has been cheating on me the whole time. I have been going to school to become a truck driver. I know I have PTSD syndrome because of my time in the service, but I do go to a psychologist for it 3 times a week. I didn't feel well one night and came home early from work. I was going to unlock my apartment door, and I could hear Rhonda laughing and talking to some guy. They were laughing at me and saying what a dumbass I was. I wanted to bust in and kick the both of them, but I did learn some good advice from my time in the Army. Never rush in, never do anything when you are mad. I had to walk away and calm down. Here I was going to work all night, going to school during the day, and going to a psychologist 3 times a week. The next day I went and talked to my psychologist. I told him that I had come really close to Caden, but I decided I would get them back and make them regret it without me going to jail. He wanted me to start seeing him every day, but I told him that I couldn't because of school and that because of him I hadn't Caden at them. I took a week's vacation, and I decided I would find out who this guy is and figure out what to do. I bought 3 small spy cameras on the internet that recorded video and sound. They would activate when there was sound. Update 1. I watched my apartment to try and find out who this guy was. He was coming over every night. That shows how big of a fool I was. I found out his name was John Rich. In the next 2 days, I got a new phone and a new phone number. Then I found a new apartment in the next town over. I then went to my landlords to cancel my lease at the end of this month. I went to my bank and changed my savings, checking, and credit cards. I canceled my auto and homeowner's insurance and went to a new company and got new insurance just for me at the new address. I called the utilities and asked them to change my account and to shut off the utilities at the end of the month at my old address. I went to my job to talk with HR and asked to change my insurance to just me. I then asked to talk to the plant manager. I went in and explained what was happening to me. He seemed really nice and told me he had gone through a similar thing. He told me that I could be transferred to a different, but said it would have to be a 3rd shift position. I told him that would be no problem. He didn't know that I would be quitting in 2 months so that I could start my new job as a truck driver. He asked me if I had a good lawyer yet. I told him that was going to be the next thing on my list. He gave me his wife's lawyer's name, Mrs. Jenny Kurtz, and told me that she was a real shark. I thanked him and left. I called the lawyer's office to make an appointment for the next day. I then went over to a friend's house, Pete. I asked if he could help me move. We had a beer, and he said he could get a truck and some friends that could help, and that he would just need to know when. I told him that it would be the end of the month. I also told him that I would buy beer and pizza for the guys that helped. He said that was great. Update 2. I had got a lot of things done in the last couple days. When I got home, Rhonda was asleep as usual. I got the videos of Ron and John F. in my bed, in them talking about me again and of what an idiot I am. I noticed that John uses my shower gel, shampoo, mouthwash, shaving cream. Thea stuck my toothbrush and stuck it in the toilet on the left. Oh boy, am I going to see them over. I was pissed. The next afternoon, I told Rhonda that I had some things that I had to do. I did not want to be near her or I would kick hair. I had to be a great actor. I found out where Asa worked. He is a used car salesman. I went and got all new toiletries, shower gel, shampoo, mouthwash, toothbrush, and toothpaste. I also bought a small gym bag to keep that stuff in. When I went in the shower, I pissed in all my old stuff. Payback is a bit, as I was watching. As it turns out, he has more than one girlfriend. I followed him, keeping track of every woman he was messing with. I took pictures of them kissing and hugging, making out. Aren't today's cell phones great with their cameras? I have 2 weeks left to get everything together. Second story. I went to the lawyer's office. I explained to her what was going on. I also handed her a flash drive with the videos I had of Rhonda and John. Jenny watched some of it. She was disgusted of what he did to my toothbrush and at how they both laughed about it. I told her that I had found out that he was dating other men, married women also. I told her I had video of him with them. I called the other husbands and had them meet us at a restaurant in 5 days. I didn't tell them why. I told her I might have more clients for her. I left and went back to follow John. I found out that he had a motel room that he was renting, where he would bring these women. I bought 2 more spy cameras. I dressed up like a repairman and got the chambermaid, Kelly, to let me in. I paid her $500. I also told her why I was doing what I was doing. She told me that she was divorced because of a cheating husband and had wished someone had done for her what I was doing for the other husbands. I told her that I would need to get back into the room to remove the camera after I was done in a few days. She said it would be no problem. I had set one camera on the inside and facing the bed. I moved the Cortana so that I could place one camera on the outside of the window looking in so that the videos would be allowed in court. I found out that one of the women he was with was his boss's wife. I copied all the videos on flash drives. I went to the doctor's office and got tested for STDs. It ended up being negative. 5 days later, Monday at the restaurant, all the husbands showed up with no idea why they were there. My lawyer Jenny introduced me and herself. I handed each husband a flash drive with videos of their wives getting intimate with John. I also gave them all the information about John. I told them that Friday is when I am having my wife and John served. Also, it is the 30th and Saturday is the 31st, the end of the month. I told them everything I had done to get ready to divorce so they could do similar. My lawyer Jenny asked me how I was doing. She thanked me for the new clients. All 5 of the other husbands took Jenny as their lawyer also. Jenny asked me what I have been doing about John and my toothbrush. I asked her if she was sure she wanted to know. She said yes. I told her I had been using my toothbrush and sticking it in the toilet. As for the toothpaste, she didn't want to know. She just laughed. I gave her all new flash drives to help with the other cases. I called Kelly, the chambermaid, so that I could remove the cameras. I also asked her if she would like to go out to dinner. She said yes. I called Pete for Friday afternoon. He told me no problem. I have been staying away from Rhonda. We haven't had sex since I found out she was cheating. I don't even think she noticed. I called and made an all-day spa appointment for her for Friday to say I was sorry. She was really happy. She called ASL and told him she was going to be busy Friday. He was not happy. Update. I had put in for another day off for Friday. Friday morning, Rhonda was all excited and left for her appointment. I called Pete, and he showed up with the guys and the truck. We went to work cleaning out my stuff. We had all my stuff packed in 2 hours. They went into the bathroom to get the stuff, and I told them not to touch it. By this time, Rhonda was served at the spa, and John was served at his now ex-job. All the wives were served at the same time. John was found in his motel room beaten up. Rhonda was pissed when she got home and found out that I had disappeared and that John had been fooling around on her too. Rhonda had to move in with her parents. Just as her lawyer thought he had found me at work, I started my job as a long-haul truck driver, while lawyer Jenny had my power of attorney to get my divorce done. Rhonda was fighting the divorce but ended up giving up. 6 months later, I was free. John walks with a permanent limp and has lost his nerves for a while. It seemed like every other month something was broken on him. I feel so bad for him. Yay, right. I guess all the cheating wives were divorced. One guy did this to everyone. Third story. 5 years after the divorce, I was sitting in a restaurant and someone tapped me on the shoulder. It was Rhonda. She looked like she had aged 10 years. She asked if she could sit down for a few minutes and talk to me. I pointed to the chair and said please. Rhonda teared up and said she was so sorry for what she had done to me. You could have blown me over with a feather. I told her that I had forgiven her years ago. She told me that she had just wanted to get away from her parents, and that was why she married me. I asked if she would eat with me, and she said yes. I called the waitress back, and Rhonda placed her order. We sat and talked for 2 hours. She had gone back to school and now was a nurse. I told her that I was still driving trucks cross-country. I now stop over every time I am in town, and we go out and spend the nights in bed together. Now we are FWB. Discovering that your spouse has cheated on you can be an incredibly difficult and painful experience. Here are some tips from the Revolving Time community to help you navigate this challenging situation. Take time to process your emotions. It's natural to feel a wide range of emotions, including anger, sadness, betrayal, and confusion. Give yourself permission to feel these emotions and allow yourself time to process them. Seek support from close friends or family members who can offer a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on. Communicate openly and honestly. When you're ready, have an open and honest conversation with your spouse about what you've discovered. Express your feelings calmly and clearly, allowing them to explain their actions. This conversation may be difficult, but it's important to communicate your emotions and concerns openly. Seek professional help. Consider seeking the guidance of a couples therapist or marriage counselor. A trained professional can help facilitate productive conversations, provide guidance, and offer strategies for healing and rebuilding trust. Take care of yourself. Self-care is crucial during this challenging time. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you cope with stress, such as exercise, hobbies, or spending time with loved ones. Prioritize your physical and emotional well-being. Assess your options. It's important to carefully consider your options moving forward. Decide whether you want to work through the infidelity or if separation/divorce is the best course of action. This decision is deeply personal and may require time and reflection. Consulting with a lawyer can also provide you with a clear understanding of your legal rights and options. Focus on personal growth. While it may be challenging, try to view this experience as an opportunity for personal growth and self-reflection. Take the time to understand your own needs, desires, and boundaries. Engage in self-improvement activities, such as therapy, self-help books, or workshops to aid in your healing process. Reach out for support. Don't hesitate to lean on your support system. Surround yourself with trusted friends, family, or support groups who can provide emotional support and guidance. Sharing your feelings and experiences with others who have gone through similar situations can be helpful. Give yourself time to heal. Healing takes time, and everyone's journey is different. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself the space to heal at your own pace. It's normal to experience setbacks or conflicting emotions, so be gentle with yourself as you navigate the healing process. Remember, these tips are general in nature, and every situation is unique. It's essential to trust your instincts and do what feels right for you. Your path to healing and recovery will be individual, and seeking professional guidance can be valuable in this process. Thank you all for lending us your ears. If you enjoyed our tales, please show some love by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to us.